Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Danjo number 9175 in a 619 in an RC version. This is an extended lip strike is what it is. The 9175 is going to be a reference to the dimensional properties of the strike. The 9 in the part number means that it's polybag. The 175 is going to give you an 1 3/4 lip length. Let's dissect that. So your overall, about 2 1/4, but the 1 3/4 is the important part. Center line of the screw holes to the edge of the lip, that's the 1 3/4. That makes this maybe a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/8 or 7/16, or maybe 9/16 greater than standard, whatever you're working with. This is about a 1/2 inch greater than standard. And it is as a result, that 1/2 inch makes this a very common sort of strike. The height of the strike is 2 1/4. We call it a D strike. If you use your imagination, you can see why we call it that. It's also called a full lip strike. You can see why it's called that. Now the 619 in the part number, that means that this is satin nickel finish. Okay. The RC means that you've got radiused corners. These are 1/4 inch radiused corners, and very common in residential wood frame construction, where the radiused corner comes from when the pre-hanger or the door factory or whomever is machining the frame for the strike. They'll use a 1/2 inch diameter router bit, and as they go and they prep that, they don't go back and square the corners out, leaving a radiused corner. So the hardware is made so that the homeowner doesn't have to think about it. Replace the strikes. They need longer lip strikes because maybe a special wall condition or a deep inset or a thick casing would be a reason why. Wall condition, meaning you've got some odd condition to the wall where maybe the jamb is buried into the wall and there's drywall that comes around the face and back to the face of the jamb, allowing the latch of the lock to hit that wall first. So you need an extended lip strike. You could have an inset that is greater than the standard, typical 3/32. If you stand on the pull side of the door and run your hand over the door and frame, the door is kicked in just a tiny amount. Well, imagine if that amount was 1/2 inch. Okay, you'd need an extended lip strike for that. Not that a 1/2 inch inset is common, it certainly isn't, but there are instances where there are insets, and the fact that they're uncommon doesn't discount the fact that extended lip strikes are what are used to mitigate that sort of problem. Or, of course, thicker than standard casing. That's self-explanatory. And if you're thinking about extended lip strikes, you might need to think about wide throw hinges as well, which we can help you with. So the homeowner doesn't have to think about chiseling at the corners on their frame, or maybe the builder doesn't want to deal with it, isn't aware of it. Whatever the case is, you might just be visually matching that radius corner. So here it is. A couple of screws are going to be included. Okay, typical wood screws. There's a link below this video to the template, and that will show you all the important dimensional properties of the item beyond what we've talked about. Strikes are defined by the vertical center line of the screws to the edge of the lip. That's what's important to know. And of course the height is important to know as well. It also tells you that the thickness of the plate is 50 thousandths, which means, or 50 hundredths. It means 50 thousandths. It tells you that this thickness is what a standard commercial kick plate would be made of, 50 thousandths of an inch thick material, so it's substantial in that regard. The finishes shows you 605, which is polished brass, 609, which is antique brass, 619 is your satin nickel, 620 is antique nickel, 630 is stainless steel, and then DU is a dark bronze powder coat over, probably stainless in this case, is what I would expect the base material to be on that. Okay. There's also a link below this video to the product catalog where you can view all things strike plate related from Danjo. They do a great job with extended lip strikes, but also a great job with security strikes, very long 6-inch, 12-inch, 18-inch strikes that are used when attempting to significantly reinforce a frame, maybe repair a frame after a break-in. It's all there as well. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Danjo products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. Now, saving you from having to deal with that unwieldy full product catalog, because it's huge, above there are all of the subsections. Yeah, your strike plates are there certainly, but if you know Danjo for anything, you probably know them for their door reinforcing wraparound plates and their latch protectors. But what you'll see on that page is they are a comprehensive provider of all things trim and auxiliary hardware. I'm partial to Don Joe, and here's why. They've got a footprint that is relatively petite, but they do that great work. They do very good quality, very excellent customer service, prompt, reliable shipping lead times, and if there is a mistake, which happens very occasionally, they are exceptional when it comes to mitigating those sorts of. They do well on that department. If you have any occasional need for not only the things that they're known for, their wraparound plates, their latch protectors, extended lip strikes, but other things like signage, filler plates used on steel doors and steel frames, door stops, ladder pulls, pivots, think of Don Joe. If you have any questions on the Don Joe 9175 and a 619 finish with an RC radiused corner or any other Don Joe product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.